Did you know? Early on in Mario 3's development, the game was planned to use a top-down perspective. Co-director Takashi Tezuka wanted to change the viewing angle as an experiment, but this also altered how vertical depth was perceived in the game. The angle was changed back to a side view during development, but relics of the top-down period can still be found in the game. The checkered floor at the game's title screen is one example given by Nintendo's developers. Super Mario Bros. 3 was developed by around 20 to 30 people, only 11 of which were credited. During Mario 3's development, the team drew inspiration from some unusual sources. Chain chomps were inspired by an incident from director Shigeru Miyamoto's youth, where a neighbor's dog chased after him until it was yanked back by its chain. Tezuka also had an idea to create an enemy based on his wife, who was normally a very quiet woman until she exploded in a fit of anger over how much time he would spend at work. This idea ultimately led to the creation of the booze. Many other concepts were ultimately cut or altered during development, however. While brainstorming new power-ups for the game, the designers considered adding a suit that would turn Mario into a centaur, but they scrapped it in favor of the Tanuki suit. Another change is that at one point during development, Mario was planned to face the direction he walked in at the map screen. This is a feature that wouldn't be implemented until the release of Super Mario World. Mario 3 also has leftover data for additional types of bonus games. The game contains several different variations on a dice rolling game, with win conditions based on rolling either an even or odd number, and there are also sprites for a Hammer Brother and Koopa Troopa as hosts. Super Mario Bros. 3 was released in October of 1988 in Japan, but due to a shortage of ROM chips at the time, the game's international release ended up being delayed for 16 months. When Super Mario Bros. 3 finally reached Western shores, it came with a large number of changes. Arguably the most prominent change was how Mario reacts to taking damage. In the Japanese release, getting hit by an enemy while under the effects of any power-up would cause Mario to revert back to his smallest form. This was altered in the American release, so that getting hit while Mario had any power-up higher than a super mushroom would only revert him back to his super state. There were also different visual effects for losing power-ups. In the Japanese version, the suit would visibly fly off Mario's body, while in other regions it would simply disappear in a puff of smoke. The Japanese version even included a fade-in at the beginning of each level that was removed from the international release, which speeds up the game by about a second. There's also a small new Game Plus element not present in the Japanese version. Returning to the title screen and starting a new game after the end credits gives the player a full inventory of P-Wings. The European version of Mario 3 also included an interesting mistake. At the end of the letter which informs Mario that Peach was kidnapped, Bowser's name was changed to Koopa Troopa. In 1990, programmer John Carmack and designer Tom Hall of Softdisk created a demo of the Super Mario Bros. 3 on PC. The demo showcased the first level of the game and replaced Mario with Dangerous Dave, a character created by their co-worker John Romero. Computers at the time were unable to effectively scroll the screen horizontally, so Mario-style platformers simply couldn't work on PC. However, Carmack invented a technique known as adaptive tile refresh, which made rapid side-scrolling possible on early PCs. When Romero found the demo, titled Dangerous Dave in Copyright Infringement, he quickly realized the potential applications of Carmack's breakthrough, and the team began working on a full PC port of Mario Bros. 3. The developers felt so confident about the project that they sent their demo to Nintendo, alongside a proposal to release an official PC port of Mario 3. Nintendo turned down their offer, however, saying they had no interest in expanding to a PC market. Nevertheless, the attention the team attracted during this time led them to forming id Software, who would go on to release games such as Wolfenstein, Quake, and Doom. Super Mario Bros. 3 was eventually ported to the Game Boy Advance as part of the Super Mario Advance series. This version took advantage of the handheld's features and included 30 additional levels available via the e-reader peripheral. In order to unlock the levels, players would need a copy of the game, an e-reader, the corresponding card for the level they wanted to play, 2 GBA systems, and a link cable. The e-reader was never released in Europe, and the only 10 level cards were released in North America before the e-reader was discontinued due to low popularity. This meant 20 levels were completely inaccessible in the international version of Mario 3. When the GBA version of Mario 3 was re-released on the Wii U Virtual Console, all of the e-reader levels were included by default. There are a number of odd secrets and tricks hidden within Super Mario Bros. 3. If Boom Boom is defeated while Mario has a Starman, the question mark ball will spawn upside down. Defeating a Koopaling while wearing a frog suit, Tanuki suit, or hammer suit will cause the king's dialogue in the following cutscene to change. If the player can manage to jump into a Karibo's shoe while in Tanuki Mario's statue form, Mario will become completely invincible. However, he'll be unable to go through warp pipes. If the player hits a muncher with Raccoon Mario's tail, it'll turn turn into a block. This trick was removed in the Super Mario Advance port, however. Activating a P-switch underwater will turn any Electros into silver coins, though they'll still hurt Mario if the player tries to collect them. While working on the game, designer Hideki Kono struggled with the mechanics of the Micro Goombas, tiny enemies who would cling to Mario and drag him down when he jumped. Kono tried to make it work by increasing Mario's weight, but the result didn't feel quite right and was rejected. Miyamoto ultimately solved the problem by suggesting they simply place an invisible block above Mario's head, which you would bump into when he tried to jump. Super Mario Bros. 3 also holds the distinction of being the final game where Miyamoto was credited as a designer rather than just producer or director. For years, fans theorized that Super Mario Bros. 3 was simply a stage play, as evidenced by the raising curtain at the beginning of the game, objects appearing to be set pieces, and how Mario seems to exit stage right at the end of each level. In a video on Mario Myths released to promote Super Mario Maker, Miyamoto himself confirmed this theory was true. Did you also know that there are 2 pornographic parody movies of Super Mario Bros. Called Super Hornio Brothers, or that Super Mario 64 uses sound effects from the Philips CDI game Hotel Mario? For more facts, check out our video on Mario Secrets and Censorship. And don't forget to check out Super Black 2, The Godfather Part 2 of the Super Black series.